Morning, guys. I haven't got any headphones today, so I'm going to talk you through kind of the final part of the medicine unit, and then put this PowerPoint as well as this video on Show My Homework, so you can use this to prepare for a discussion on Friday. On Friday, I'm going to do both Year 9 and 10 together at 10 o'clock on Teams. Because we have new staff in that day, so I'm going to do that at 10 o'clock. I'll send out an invite, and then the final week we will do a little bit of revision on America for the last two lessons of final week. But this draws the medicine unit to a close. So essentially what I'm going to do is, and I'll share this video but also the PowerPoint, so you'll be able to go and have a look at the PowerPoint. I'm just going to talk you through key points that changed in medicine since World War II. And I've colour-coded them from the textbook, straight from the textbook. Purple relates to the body and disease, and orange relates to surgery, and green relates to treatment. So either use those colours or three different colours if you're making notes. I would suggest for this activity today to look at maybe creating a timeline from 1945 to today, 2020, and look at all the key things that happened through the time. Now, it's not about getting down everything at all, but it's having a few examples for each point, and then we'll finish on a factors question, which you can have a think about. Okay, so first of all, you can see, not very clearly, but you can see the first page from the book that I wanted to use in terms of the overview. And it just starts, if we take the green column there, where we're actually talking with the green column there, just around treatments. We got in 1948 down here, we have a vaccine for TB in the UK created, and then we got a free vaccine for polio in 1955, along with a free vaccine for diphtheria. So the key thing is vaccines are becoming very readily available in the UK after the Second World War. And we've then got a little bit of advancement here in Germany, where we have a drug being treat morning sickness in pregnancy, but they can see the after effects of that creates deformities in babies. So it's strange. You can see they're still testing and science is developing throughout. Okay, so that is a rough overview of treatments for the first kind of 15 years afterwards, and we'll continue to look at treatments on the next slide. But if we just take a look at the purple section here, which is an interesting section. This is all relating to people's understanding of the body and disease. And what we've got is, first of all, we've got a Mexican company who are making a hormone first to prevent women ovulating. And that's the first ever contraceptive pill, which is used today. And then in 1953, we have the startup of the development of DNA through the scientists Francis Crick and James Watson. And understanding DNA leads to really good developments in gene therapy and screening and so on and so forth. So that's quite an interesting development in kind of science and technology, and really an interesting development in how the body works and how disease can be combated. You've then got in this section here, which is relating to treatments, the first ever open heart surgery, where there's a repair in the whole of a baby. Canada by a surgeon called William Bigelow. We've then got hearing aids being developed in 52 and kidney transplants being carried out in the 50s and 60s, and then pacemakers being fitted and tested in Sweden and then actually into the UK, so people can maintain a healthy regular heartbeat for those who have health problems with their heart. So you can see, first of all, from the first 15 years that there are really rapid developments. There's loads here. It's not about getting all of this down, but it's about understanding that there are rapid developments, if we just go back a slide, in the body and disease in terms of people understanding DNA and genes and the makeup of that. We've then got big developments here in different types of treatment and surgery, and then we've got big developments in vaccines. So the orange is surgery, the green is treatment, and the purple there is about understanding the body a bit better. So if we move forward, we can then see, if we go back to the purples, where we're actually having a look closely at what relates to surgery. Okay, the orange ones there. Sorry, you can see that we've got heart transplants happening now, and heart surgeons working closely on that. So that's a big replacement. We've got hip replacements, and then into the early 80s, you've got people at Harvard, a big university in America, using advanced skin grafts, and then we've also got the first ever patient to have a heart and lung and liver transplant, which is huge. So in terms of surgery, the orange ones there, we've got a huge breakthrough. And then if you look closely at the treatments, the green ones, we've got more free vaccines being developed for rubella. We've got people working on different types of drugs to support transplants. And then in terms of the big breakthrough with not just treatments but surgery itself, and not just surgery but actually the body and disease. You've got CAT scans being introduced in the 70s, so people can actually build up a 3D image of inside the body. In 1975, endoscopes are using and fibre optic cables are being used inside bodies. We've got a massive vaccination campaign in the 80s, especially with a lot of work in Africa to try and take vaccinations there. And then MRI scanning to monitor brain activity. So lots happening. There's a development of IVF treatment as well for those who can't get pregnant, and also a development of work around DNA. And how we can use that in terms of our understanding of genetic science. So lots of breakthroughs again, and again feel free to pause this, get the actual PowerPoint up and zoom in if you need to for your notes, but it's a good overview with loads and loads of detail. This is like hitting grade 9 in terms of all the detail here. And finally, in the last kind of 30 years, we've got this big project here called Dolly the sheep, where she was cloned from a cell from a 6-year-old, and it's the first process of cloning where you can get an identical copy of the original organism. So Dolly the sheep's quite famous. You've also got the opening of the Human Genome Project, where it's a massive piece of biological research, and loads of countries are working together to work out, I suppose, different roles of different genes and decoding different genes in the body and see what they do. And that Human Genome Project continues, and it's funded now, but it's still continues in its small format. It's suggesting it's completed the first sequence of the entire human genome, which is a big breakthrough, huge breakthrough. So they can work out there how genes help determine what people are going to do, how they develop as a person, and so on and so forth. And then finally, just here, which you can't see, we've got the first human liver being actually grown from stem cells. It's a massive breakthrough. Final treatment here, you can see the anti-cancer vaccine, the first ever attempt at that, and obviously there's still a continuous drive to try and find that cure for cancer. With the orange breakthroughs here in the early 2000s, which were around surgery, a lot of it's done in America, but electrodes are beginning to be used in surgery. You've got laser surgery happening, full face transplants happening. Massive breakthroughs in bionic eyes and legs, which you've seen on people, as terms of prosthetics. So really big breakthrough. Technology has played a huge part in this, and the development of technology has allowed for things like keyhole surgery and MRI scans. So what you've got there is a really quick kind of 8-minute tour from me of those 3 pages that are linked to those 3 key areas. Obviously you can use the PowerPoint and you can pause this and listen to what I've said, but I think you've got to get an idea and an overview of maybe do that timeline for each type, or a mind map for each one, or a big timeline of all these changes, so you've got a few up your sleeve for the exam. The final part, which could come up, is around the reasons why they develop, and I spoke about technology being a key factor. War was as well, which is this top one you can't quite see here, because obviously conflict and war continues, but it does give doctors ways to practice and find better ways to treat casualties. So war's a constant factor. Government becomes more because governments spend more money. on developing cures for cancer, developing support for breast cancer. Drug companies spend loads and loads of money at mass producing things that support people. We have a massive factor in communication now, and you can see this piece here about people understanding now smoking is bad for you, so there's lots of posters around that. But also, as we said last lesson, communication in hospitals and through social media, and now we've got television, so ideas spread quickly. Lots of individuals are important, namely Watson and Crick with their development of DNA, but individuals continue to be important in developing it. And a massive change in attitude, because politicians now understand that public health is their priority, and the health of the people. And the Minister of Health has such an important role to play. So those are some key factors, and I just thought it would be good to finish just creating a mind map on the 5 key factors, so you do have an idea around what are the factors that are impacting on the development of medicine. I've left these questions here in the box, which are completely optional, but I think what this short video does, and what the PowerPoint, you can use this PowerPoint I'm talking from to do this, is just give you a good overview, and we'll talk through it on the Teams lesson on Friday at 10 o'clock for both groups. Okay, it's a short one today, guys. I just wanted to talk through. I hope the sound has been okay. It might have flicked in and out because I haven't got my headphones with me this morning. So use the PowerPoint on Show My Homework to do the work today in preparation for Friday at 10 o'clock. Okay, like I've said throughout, these are always going to be there, so you can keep coming back to these PowerPoints, but it will be a really good idea to keep up to date with them. Right, take care, have a good day. Bye.